What's up, guys? Man, I'll tell you what. This camera, I can never seem to get it like almost straight. Almost looks crooked on my end, but then I can't even imagine on yours. Anyway, so that title is, other people are suffering, so who cares about me? And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people think about that, I feel like a lot of people think that way as well, where it's like, oh, well, even though I'm going through something right now, or even though this happened, or this, or even though I'm experiencing this, like, other people are going through way worse than me. And it becomes this very, very negative, like, cycle, right? Because no matter what happens to you, you think about it that way. It's like, oh, well, it can't be that bad because, people in Africa are starving. Or, it can't be that bad because, I don't know, the world is ending. Whatever it may be, right? And eventually it's almost like you're diminishing your own emotions and you're diminishing pretty much the experiences and struggles that you're facing. And, I talked to someone actually today in Messenger. I'm not going to name any names, but, I was talking to them and, we were talking and we had met in a depression group where, he was super sad and just a lot of things, pretty much like the worst of the worst was happening to him. And, we were talking and stuff, and he's like, oh, well, yeah, even though I'm going through all these things, like, other people have it way worse. And it was interesting because it brought me back to many, many months ago, actually, when a good buddy of mine was living with us. And, I was also going through some really bad stuff, as well. I had found out that my mom, got sick with cancer and all this stuff. And it's almost like to help cope with what was going on, all the stuff that was going on, I kept telling myself, oh, well, even though I'm going through this right now, other people have it way worse. There's other people that are homeless. There's other people, that their parents have died or whatever it may be. And it was almost like I was just giving myself excuses to pretty much not go through that and to not feel the stuff that I was feeling. And my friend, he told me that just because one person is suffering, it doesn't mean that you're not too. And what he said was, you can't, like, diminish your own suffering and say that you're not suffering just because somebody else is. Pretty much saying, like, that what's happening to you is just as important as what's happening to other people. And two people drowning, is going to get you nowhere. Because in the end, you're just going to be too, heartbroken, very, very beat up by life and stuff. And you guys are going to get nowhere. And it was interesting because, like I said, at the time, I was feeling very, very sorry for myself. I didn't want to do anything in life. I was pretty much just kind of going through life, just kind of, whatever. And to kind of cope, like I said, oh, well, people have it way worse in Africa, or, people in this other situation or whatever, they have it way worse because they don't have a leg or whatever. And a lot of the times we become so, like, I don't know, like, desensitized to what's going on in our life because we're so worried about what other people are going through and other people suffering. So I wanted to draw this graph right here, and what it is I know it looks like a third grade, little kid drew this, but with me, the way I see the world is I see the world through pictures. And so I'm hoping that, through stories, through pictures, maybe even through words or however each person, each individual learns, that's how I'm trying to pretty much cater to. So if you learn just by people talking to you, this is where this would come in. If you learn by looking at graphs and looking at pictures like this is where that would help you. And if you help through stories, if you learn through stories and analogies, that's also where it would come in. So I'm trying to do a little bit of both, so let me know what works better for you. Especially if you tune in a lot, I would definitely appreciate that. Comment #live, #replay if you're catching the replay. Share the love, share the hearts, and anyway, like I was saying. So what we have right here is a little lake. Okay, so there's a bunch of fish, as you can see, and the line kind of goes right here. And as you can see, there's two little figures right here. Those, as dark as this sounds, those are actually two people drowning. And I know you can't really see that because of the ring light, but it says help right here. And so you see the little bubbles, and they're almost trying to beg for help. Right? So that's this scenario right here. Pretty much two people drowning in a lake, asking for help or screaming for help. Okay? And in this scenario, this one also says help. This person is literally on fire. And I know that's not the best drawing, but that's what we have. And this is a little forest that I drew, right? It's a little animated forest. And this person right here is literally on fire and burning alive, pretty much dying. Asking for help, asking for a flamethrower to put him out. Put him or her out. However you want to do it. And I have a question for you, okay? And I want you guys to either answer this in the comments or just answer in your head, and I'll give you about 5 seconds, 10 seconds to answer it. Okay. So I just explained the situation that this person is drowning. These two people are drowning, right? They're literally about to die. They're within seconds of dying, screaming for help. In this scenario, this person is literally being burned alive to the point to where they're also screaming for help. So in this situation, would you say that both of these, or should I say all three of these people's lives matter? Now, like I said, I want you to comment down below or just say it in your head. Now, I would prefer if you comment so that way I see that you guys are understanding exactly what I'm talking about. And it'll make sense once you guys, come up with your guys' answers. So like I said, in this scenario, like I said, two people are drowning, literally about to die, and you have somebody literally on fire over here, literally about to die as well. Both scenarios, people are screaming for help. Would you say that in both scenarios, both of their lives matter, yes or no? Okay. So if you said no, then in that case, I don't know what's wrong with you, but seems like you came to the wrong Facebook profile. But all jokes aside, if you said yes, then that's good. What that means is, okay, you're a human being. You understand that, 3 lives are in danger. One is, they're all 3 of them are about to get taken away. Okay, these people are about to die because of drowning. This person's about to be burned alive. Now, oh, Brandon, why are you, telling us this? Because it goes with the story that I'm trying to tell you. If both of these people are suffering, if all 3 of these people are suffering right here, 2 of them are drowning, the other person is being burned alive. And you guys said that all 3 of them, their lives matter, right? So why in the hell would you think that just because other people are suffering, that your suffering doesn't matter? Okay? And hold on, hey, what's up, Jeremy? I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you hopping on. show some love. I definitely appreciate it. But like I said, so many people have the issue where, oh, even though I'm suffering and going through some really bad stuff, like, you know, my mom died, you know, my dog died, my loved one, whatever it may be, whatever struggles you may be going through. Like I said, a lot of the times we tend to try to cope with it by saying, oh, well, it can't be that bad. Other people are going through way worse. And I'm sorry, but no suffering is more than, you know, other people's. And just like you said in this situation, where these three people are literally suffering pretty much to the point to where they're about to die, you said that all three of their lives matter. So your suffering is just as bad and just as important as other people's suffering. What that means is, just because other people are going through some really bad stuff doesn't diminish and doesn't pretty much brush off the fact that you're also going through some stuff as well. And that's important. And by admitting that, and admitting that, you know what you're going through is just as important and should be taken accordingly as well, just like theirs, just like other people suffering. You know, you can't just say, oh yeah, this person's suffering, so, you know, I'm okay. I can just suffer alone, you know, and stuff like that. Like, no. Like, that's how you become super depressed. And for those of you, you know, if you're watching my channel, I mean, if you're on my you know, Facebook, and, you know, if I did a good job, most of you are probably, you know, depressed and stuff. And a lot of you, I would say, are saying, oh, well, you know, yeah, I know I'm going through some suffering right now, or I'm going through some stuff right now, but, you know, other people have it way worse. Like, I'm sorry, but that's BS. Both situations matter, and both need to be taken care of, okay? You know, in both situations, yes, you might have to act differently. You might have, you know, because maybe, you know, they're struggling to find food or whatever, but in your case, you know, your mom died or whatever. Like, both of you still need to grieve. Both of you still need to work on your mental health and you know, talk to people. Just reach out to people and get the help that you need. You know, either if it's exercising, you know, or if it's, you know, playing your favorite sport, or if it's just talking to people, or even watching videos like this. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, just because other people are suffering, it doesn't mean that you should just brush off the stuff that's going on in your life. Okay? It's just as important. It's just as important. Please don't think that, you know, the stuff that you're going through is not as important as other people's. You know, just because you might be being burned right now alive, you know, or sorry, just because other people are being burned alive right now, it doesn't mean that you're not drowning. And this is not to be taken literal. It means that, you know, when you're going through depression, when you're suicidal, when you're super depressed, when you want to take your own life, you feel like you're freaking drowning. You feel like you feel like you just have nowhere to go. You have nobody. Like, you're just alone and you're suffering on your own. You know? And the last thing you want to do is diminish your own feelings and to say that, you know, your emotions don't matter, because they do matter. And just because other people are also suffering as well, it doesn't mean that yours is any less of suffering. Okay? So I don't know if that makes freaking sense to you. Hopefully it does. But this is important, guys, because I struggle with this a lot too. I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, I'm perfect. Like I told you, a good buddy of mine had to pretty much put his foot down and tell me the same thing. I used to be like this, to where it's like, you know, oh, and I was going through some real bad stuff. You know, my mom had cancer. I wanted to freaking take my own life. And pretty much a lot of shit was going on that I didn't want it to be. And to pretty much make up for it and to cope with it, I said, oh, well, the stuff going on in my life is not that bad because, you know, other people in Africa are freaking dying. Or, you know, this kid doesn't have a PlayStation 5. Or whatever BS excuse that you give. And it's like, guys, if you want to better yourself, and it's already bad enough where most people are taking their own lives. They're killing themselves. You know, they're losing pretty much their whole life that they have worked for. Everything that they have worked for. The last thing we need is more stigma around mental health, and specifically if you're a man. You know, specifically if you're a man. The last thing we need is more stigma. So guys, let's just all come together. And, if you ever need help, please just let me know. Please don't ever think that, oh, I'm some big shot and this and that. Like, if you message me that I don't want, guys, please message me. Okay, my inbox is always open. If you ever need me, please just let me know. And I know a lot of people, especially when it comes to mental health, there's this fear that it's like, oh, if I reach out to this person, like, will they judge me? Like, please don't ever think that I would judge you, okay? And I know that Messenger tends to get things all messed up, where it may seem like it, but please understand that I would never judge you guys, okay? So please, just get the help that you guys need, whether it's from me, whether it's from videos like this, it doesn't matter, okay? Like I said, just because other people are suffering, it doesn't mean that you're not. And please understand that you're just as important as other people, okay? Please stop putting yourself down and telling yourself that you're not as important and that the suffering that you're going through is not suffering, because it is, okay? Please stop thinking that other people have it worse and that, you're not going through some stuff as well. And now, yes, other people have it way worse, okay? But what I'm talking about is more like of mental health, depression, stuff like that, where it's just like we seem to, especially when we're depressed, we seem to think that, oh, well, other people have it way worse, so we don't matter. And that's absolutely not true, okay? You guys matter, and, we all just need to help each other as much as we can, because we got to end the stigma, guys. We have to. There's enough suicides. There's enough people taking their lives, especially right now. And, it has to stop. It has to stop. And so if you are ever thinking about taking your own life, you're feeling really depressed, suicidal, please either reach out to me or just please call the national, suicide hotline. And just reach out, guys. Reach out. And I know that you may have reached out in the past where you may have gotten judged or whatever may have happened, but please just understand that not everyone is the same, okay, guys? So my inbox is open to all of you. Please reach out to me. Please understand that other people suffering doesn't mean that you're not still suffering. And I hope this helps you guys.